she raised hell. I bet I like it though, she's so ghetto. Or maybe she too busy for your cats in the city. She already done met all your people or not. I haven't even said hello. She's got to be the most beautiful sex and she's hot. Her poetry got to be it. She just got. I love the way she words her phrases. She amazing. Grace, I just wanna know her inside. I ain't kicking, I'm just keeping it real. I'm picking, or maybe I'm just using my head. She poetry. She poetry. She poetry. She poetry. She poetry. Poetry. When I first saw you, I knew that you were the one. The first time I called you, I knew that we would have big fun. I wanna give you all my love, all my time, all my heart, all my soul. Girl, you ready? Let's go, let's roll. Girl, you ready? Let's go, let's roll. Them boys, they love you, but all they really see is your dog. Come on, someone to bust your baby. Now is that really what you want, or would you rather have a man who's really got a plan, who never ever ever had a friend? He never ever ever had the friend. Oh no, he never ever ever had the friend.
One time, yeah. Yo, all I need is one mic, one beat, one stage, one nigga front my face on the front page. Only if I had one gun, one girl and one crib, one God to show me how to do things the sun did. Pure, like a cup of virgin blood, mixed with 150.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I'm going to jump in the chat room here in a second. At least 7 of the recruits who engaged in sex acts with women were under the age of 18, according to the report. And one recruit interviewed by the NCAA said a Louisville assistant told the team it had practiced poorly because y'all had strippers in there all night. The recruit told the NCAA the assistant knew about the parties because he was close with McGee. Another recruit told the NCAA investigators it was common knowledge that the parties were occurring. And I'm kind of torn between really, coming down on Louisville and the program, this McGee guy and everything for everything that happened. Because to say that, hoes and women don't be in college dorms, especially for big-time college athletes who are probably getting money from boosters and alumni, to say that that doesn't happen, on a norm at most or a lot of big-time Division I college basketball programs, sports programs in general, football, is naive, okay? I'm not acknowledging that happens all the time for a long time. What I'm saying is to the level in which this thing is described in this story, and obviously for, to a large degree, the NCAA believes all the accusations because they levied these penalties. But to happen to this level, to this big of a program, somebody's head got to roll. It's as simple as that. And I said in the last segment, and I hate to bring up, race and this type of thing, man, but a lot of times it's appropriate. You mean to tell me you think, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I don't know, who's black college basketball coach right now? If Shaka Smart or Kevin Ali or anybody like that, and damn how long tenured you are, how long you've been a college basketball coach, your degree of success or whatever, forget that. That has nothing to do with anything. You mean to tell me if Shaka Smart at the University of Texas or Kevin Ali at UConn, and there was an investigation done, and for over 4 years, over $10,000 spent, so many of these sex parties, that's what they're termed, sex parties, because these girls came in with the notion that they were going to screw these players, these recruits. 4 or 5 years, $10,000+ given for these chicks. You're as the head coach saying that you never heard a thing about it. Do you think that those guys' heads wouldn't have rolled? It's as simple as that, and they would have. So, I mean, this thing is I've never really been a Pitino fan, never really been a Calipari fan, and I always kind of put them in the same group, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I actually think Calipari is more slimier than Pitino. Actually, I thought Rick Pitino, I liked pretty much Rick Pitino throughout his career and the job that he's done wherever he's been. I don't have anything against Rick Pitino. Calipari, I do think, is a shyster. in this particular case here, Pitino and a couple other things that he's been involved with, high-profile stories and things happening in Rick Pitino or that have happened to him and that he's been involved with throughout his career, it's a bad look. It's a bad look that this guy keeps his job. That's the big thing. They came down, and I guess they hit him on the back of the hand or whatever. But to the degree that this thing went down, no way possible. And I just don't believe there's no way. I've been in locker rooms my entire life. I've been in college locker room, for a couple of years in college when I did go to college. And the coaches know everything. They know all of this stuff like this. Once again, maybe at the beginning, maybe the first couple of times, Pitino didn't know anything about it, but there's no way in a 5-year period with as much action as these chicks were providing in the dorms that Rick Pitino didn't know. Let me read some of these messages in the chat room on Spreaker.com from Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. That's exactly what happened to that Andre McGee guy, the recruiter. He's an Uber driver in Kansas City now. Sad, shaking my head. From Miss Mocabella X Squad, if it was John Thompson Sr., he would have been fired and talked about 24/7 in the sports world. Very true. Now, I'm not saying they're not talking about this. The media, the national media, and talking about this Rick Pitino thing, it's getting a lot of coverage. One, because there's nothing else going on. But, yeah, I do agree. If it were anybody else, it would get way more coverage than even this thing is getting right now. From Sidney L. Jackson, if Charlie Strong can be blamed for stuff that happened on the team before he got there, the Pitino is at fault for all these holes running around his team. Very good point. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And a lot of times, let me say this as well. A lot of times I do feel like that there's more being made of a situation than it needs to be in the media. You know how I always rail about the media. But here's the thing about it. There's a precedent that's been set with how the media reports certain stories. And you're exactly right. The Charlie Strong thing, any kind of scandal that you can think about in college football or college sports in general, and compared to this Pitino thing, the penalty would have been way more harsh. The conversation about it would have been way more extreme than it is getting right now. I agree 100% with that. From that ninja, how can a coach be held to a higher standard than a parent? Parents don't even know what their kids are doing all the time. If your kid's in college, you don't know what the hell they're doing at this moment. You're talking about apples and oranges, ninja. You are. Yes, a parent may not know what their child is doing at every point in the day, but a college basketball coach whose job is just to be in charge of and monitor what 12, 13 kids are doing, yes, I continue to say this. He may not have known about it at the very beginning, but he knew something. He heard something, as small as it may be. Now, if somebody even just gave him a little tip, hey, coach, you know that your team frequently has parties in the dorm, or your recruiters have parties in the dorm for the recruits, and there's a bunch of hookers in there. Somebody may have casually mentioned that to him. If that happened, even if that happened, that small case of how he heard about it, he still heard about it. And from there, he should have went on to do more investigating. He should have been able to find out more and interviewed and talked to all of his different coaches and got to the bottom of it. It's as simple as that. You believe that Andre McGee, if Rick Pitino would have called him in his office and said, Coach, as benign and as small as this may sound, a student came into my office and just put a little bird in my ear, and they were like, your coaches are having these sex parties in the dorm. Do you know anything about that, Coach? You think Andre McGee would have lied about it? You think Andre McGee would have sat there in front of Rick Pitino if he did this all on his own and says, no, Coach, that's not true? Well, Andre, I really need to know, because this is going to affect me. This is going to affect me on whether I'm able to keep this job. I can see this becoming something very, very big. I need you to tell me the truth. Even if Andre McGee went to his pocket, you want us to believe that Andre McGee went to his pocket for $10,000 over 5 years. Pitino didn't know anything about it, but if Pitino were to call him into his office and ask him about it, he would have denied it. First of all, asking him about it is BS in itself. There's no way that this guy spent this type of money, and this went on this amount of time, and Pitino didn't know one thing about it. No way. No way, ninja. No way. from Raider Kev. Not only did he know, but he instructed who got the money, treatment, or he's saying the 2-star treatment or the 3-star treatment. Let me back up a little bit, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm really putting into this equation that Pitino didn't know. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know at the beginning. My whole contention is he's known about it, or he found out about it at some point within these 5 years. Let me back up and tell you what I really believe. That's what I'm putting out there. If we were in a court of law, if I was an attorney, that's what I would put out there. What I'm putting out there is that Rick Pitino knew about it all. What I believe, this is my personal belief, he knew about it all. Not only did he know about it all, he funded it. Maybe not out of his pocket, clearly not out of his pocket, okay? Not out of his money, cash or whatever it may be. Clearly he wouldn't do anything like that. He wouldn't write a check or deposit some money, take some money out of his account or whatever and write it in Andre McGee's name or whatever. There was a go-between. Just like you got Worldwide West, that guy that's go-between between Calipari and getting all of those 5-star players wherever Calipari has coached throughout his life. That dude Worldwide West, if you don't know who he is, look him up. There was a go-between. But I 100% believe in the heart of my hearts, Rick Pitino not only knew about it, but he funded it. Yes, sir. Yeah, he funded it. He knew about it. Yeah, he knew everything about it. What I've been talking about is scenarios, and based on the information that we have. And to effect, giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't know at the beginning, but he knew at some point. But what I believe, that's the lawyer Doug Stewart talking, the lawyer Doug Stewart, radio host talking. What I believe is he knew everything about it from day one. Ain't no assistant coach coming out their pocket, 10 grand, to try to help their program get players. Why would an assistant coach do something like that? Not only that, an assistant coach wouldn't do something like that on his own for fear that he'd be found out by the head coach and be fired and lose his damn job. The whole thing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to believe that this guy would come out of his pocket $10,000. His pocket. No way. Back in 3 minutes, I'll read more of your chat. Doug Stewart Show.
Do I need to say anymore? Hey. Yup. Do I need to say anymore? Yup. Shake a leg and make this steady. Oh, the feeling that just re-hit me so I will proceed to finesse this as if it was the baddest chick I ever talked to. Oh, yeah, even though my clothes smell like Joe. See, I'ma let you know I got a vision of gold. Yeah, me and this mic. More than love is lust with an appetite. She offered the chain, so I offered the chain. Thought it made me look cold in the platinum thing. The rent done changed, we got to maintain. We got to keep a chunk of change. It's something like a range road. We keep it mobbing in the heater when the brain can blow. Don't get it twisted, baby. My salary ain't set. Like my dinner, get your cavity checked. And I mean no disrespect. You move your neck. Do I need to say anymore? Hey. Yo. Do I need to say anymore? Hey. Yo. Do I need to say anymore? Hey. Yo. You just rush the check, don't rush the vet. Freezing the waters, I want respect. To excel without excelling my last breath. 'Cause I have come to